We will now take a look at rests. The three ones we'll look at are whole rests, half rests, and quarter rests. A rest is the opposite of a note. It's when we're meant to be quiet, and the type of rest, the value tells us for how long to be quiet. We will look at the different ones here that we see on the paper. We can identify the three ones, and the first one we're going to look at is the whole rest. It looks like this. It's a little box that's attached to a line, and it's always attached below the line. Then we know it's a whole rest. This is the half rest. That one is attached to a line as well, but this time above the line. So whole rest, and it's below the line. Half rest, and it's above the line. This is what the quarter rest looks like. So it's quite different from the other two, so it's easier to identify when you're looking at the rhythms. The whole rest is just like the whole note. The duration, the length of this is 4 beats. And just as with the half note, the half rest is 2 beats. And like the quarter notes, the quarter rest is just 1 beat. So we'll go about the same way as when we were dealing with rhythms with no rests, that we put out the beat numbers. And now when we start dealing with rests, the beat numbers will be even of a bigger help for you. Even if you find it easy to do the rhythms, a lot of times when rests are included, that may confuse you and put you off a bit. So I suggest that we put out the beat numbers just as we did with the other rhythms. So just as always, first thing that we have in a bar is on beat number 1, and it's right on beat number 1. So we'll write a 1 here, and if we identify what it is, this is a rest, as we said before, and it's a half rest, which means that it is 2 beats long, and it will cover beat number 1 and beat number 2. That means that the next thing we have would start on beat number 3. So whatever it is, we can put a 3 here. And as we're familiar with this already, that is a half note, which means that it covers 2 beats. So that would be beat number 3 and 4. So it's starting on beat number 3 and goes on for the 4th beat as well. Next bar is identical. So this starts on beat number 1, covers the 2nd beat as well. And here's the half note, starts on beat number 3 and covers the 4th beat as well. So this rhythm would then go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. But we would be quiet for the first 2 beats and then play on the 3rd beat, hold it for the 4th. So it would go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is what the rhythm sounds like together with a metronome keeping the beat. So you will hear a drum playing the rhythm while there's a click keeping the beat. And this is what it sounds like. So as you could hear, the first 2 beats after the count-in was quiet in both bars. So you had a count-in of 4 beats, and then there were 2 beats that were no drumming, and then the drum entered on the 3rd beat. We'll look at the next rhythm as well, number 18. It's starting out with this note, and no matter what note this is, it's always on beat number 1. This is a quarter note, so it's only covering the 1st beat. That means that the next thing is on beat number 2, in this case also a quarter note, so that would cover the entire 2nd beat. And here it is the next symbol, the rest, in this case the quarter rest. And a quarter rest has the same length as a quarter note, which means that it covers 1 beat, and that would be beat number 3. So the next thing up is on the 4th beat, and in this case another quarter note. It's a pretty simple rhythm this, but just to get familiar with the quarter note and the quarter rest. And obviously the next bar is identical, so that would be the same beat numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4. That means that we play on beat number 1 and 2, but quiet for the whole third beat, and then we play again on the fourth beat. So it goes 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And here's the same thing with the drum playing it, and you will hear a count-in of 4 beats, and then the rhythm starts. So as you heard, there was nothing on the third beat. There was no drumming hitting on the third beat, because when there's a rest, we're meant to be quiet. Moving on to rhythm number 19, which includes the whole note, and we got it right here, the first thing in the bar, and it's always on beat number 1. And the whole rest is of course of the same length as the whole note, so it lasts for the 4 beats. It covers the whole bar. 1, 2, 3, 4. All the beats are covered by that one. And then we move on. First thing in the bar is always on beat number 1. That's a quarter note. After that, another quarter note, and then a half note, which means that we play on these beat numbers. That's when they start. So this means that we're quiet for the whole first bar, for 4 beats. That's just a rest. And then here comes the notes. So this would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And here is that rhythm as well, with the drum playing it together with a click that's keeping the beat. There are 4 beats count-in, then the rhythm starts. So you will probably experience this as a very long count-in, but it's actually starting after 4 count-in beats, but it's quiet because it's a rest. So here it is. So there was a pretty long wait in the beginning because it was a rest, and then you're meant to be quiet.